But your husband doesn't want an arm's length relationship with you. He wants a close, intimate relationship with you. But then you had to have those, what'd you call them? Children. And see, once children come, once little Ethan came in your family 2.5 years ago, I got news for you. Things change. And now lots of times a man will feel like he's the outsider looking in because of the demands that young kids, talk to any mom who's got 2 or 3 little ankle biters, and I got news for you, she's too poop to whoop. When she goes to bed at night, I mean, she's going to sleep, you know. And the husband says, do you want to fool around? What does he say? Do I look like I want to fool around? I'm going to bed. So anyway, the point is that relationships between men and women, we tend to see life as men from behind our male eyes. We think that you women think like we do. Women think that men think like they do. Neither is correct.
Now you know, sorry, Melinda, one of the points that you make in your book that was just eye-opening to me, and I had never thought of it before, but you're absolutely right. You said, women, do not expect your husband to be one of your girlfriends.
He's not your girlfriend.
That's a good one.
I mean, we try to put a skirt on many a husband. He's not your girlfriend. And so women violate their marital vows weekly. People who love the Lord, people who think they're being faithful, they violate it by simply talking to their girlfriend, their sister, their mother about their marriage. Speaking for every man, every man. Hey, honey, what goes on between, you and me in this marriage is between, you and me. I don't like it when you tell your sister things or your mother things. Because by our nature as men, we're pretty closed. So men, although 72% of women today who have kids under the age of 18 are in the workforce, women don't identify in the world of work like men do. So we go out and bury ourselves in the world of work, climb the corporate ladder, whatever we're doing in life. Women who are flying airplanes, who are surgeons, but they're multitaskers. They do this. When Kevin Leman juggles, I juggle like this. I used to try to cook dinner because my wife had a retail store with our oldest daughter, and I'd try to have dinner ready for the little wife who came home from the office tired. Aww. How do you women get the dinner to all come out at the same time? Whenever I cooked, I'd say to the kids, all right, everybody come to the table, we're going to have corn. And then 10 minutes later, everybody come on back, we're going to have a potato now. I mean, so there's just some differences.
But then because it's simple, you say men need to be respected, needed, and fulfilled.
Right.
And you talk about in the needed part that women are multitaskers, and so it's hard to need a man because you can do it yourself. And so how do you as a woman just really navigate to say, I don't want to nag, and I want to be affirming when they do something that's not my way or the right way, because, sometimes you go, I could just do it easier if I just did it myself. And I think that's one of the things that's sort of like the challenge. It's, how do you make him feel needed?
Okay. And that is downright profound question, a great question. But here's the kicker. If you want your man to feel like he's needed, it's almost like you have to invent some things where you really need his help. Men love to fix things. When a woman says, here's a problem in my life, women really don't want the man to fix it. They just want the man to understand what she's up against. Maybe she just got little Ethan to stop drinking out of the toilet for the first time or something. But the mentality of a man is, I can fix that. Men love to fix things. So you say to her, here's a smart woman who says to her husband, hey, honey, could I tap into your logical, lockstep thinking mind for just a minute? What do you think I should do about this? And then give him the problem. Let him figure it out. Let him tell you what he thinks you ought to do. It's not that you have to accept what he says or anything else, or do hook, line, and sinker what he tells you to do, but giving him that input. Men feel like they're outside. When a man gets angry and turned off, you know what? Most men don't become explosive and throw things and punch holes in walls, as some do, but most don't. You know what they do? They run silent and they run deep. They get quiet. So women love a man who communicates. Keep in mind that you'll use 2.5 times the words, 3.5 times the words that your husband will use in a given day. So, and keep in mind that the average marriage lasts 7 years. and then you're done. That's a shame.
That's a shame.
So if you want to stay married, you better understand that this man is different from you. He sees life differently from you. But he really, there's that little boy inside of him that really wants to please you. And he'll be that man that will call you from the grocery store and say, honey, I'm at the store, do you need anything? He'll be the one that's attentive. He'll be everything you ever dreamed that husband will be if you just do those three basic things. The smart woman sends an email to her husband who has a dead-end job, a jerk for a boss, isn't making the money he should make. Great news, the kids are going to be at grandma's house tonight. If you hurry home for dinner, I'm going to be wearing some hors d'oeuvres you're going to love. I'll be waiting for you. You're Susan. Now there's one smart Susan, okay? And that man, think of this, anticipation is as good as or better than what? Participation.
I love what you say about men being emotionally fragile, because I think sometimes women, like if they see a man and he's all, you know, egotistical and I'm the man or whatever, you feel, I used to, and I think I've gotten over this now as I've gotten a little older, but I used to always feel the need to put that man in his place because, you know, the male ego sometimes seems just a little out of control.
It does.
But you say that really underneath all of that bluster, men are actually emotionally fragile, and women have to be careful with their words to protect and encourage.
Yeah, and be careful about what you say in front of other people. You want to destroy your husband, put him down in front of other people. He'll run like a 4-year-old emotionally and cry in the closet. You have to learn to do some things differently. And when I tell women at conferences, I speak at women conferences all the time, and these are just so much fun. But and I'll tell women that, you know, you have to understand that this husband of yours is different from you. You have to do some things. You have to please your husband, ladies. Now you would think that saying you need to learn to please your husband. What'd you say? Please my husband? Excuse me. If I please my husband, I would lose myself. I would lose myself. Lady, you've watched Oprah one too many times. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to please each other. Marriage is 100-100. It's not a 50-50.
And you say if you please him, it's not just going to be you doing everything for him. If you start doing things for him and encouraging him, it'll come right back at you.
It does come back. There's no two ways about it.
And you're writing from 42 years of experience with Sandy?
In fact, it's happy because I just confirmed this recently. I said, are we happily married? And she said, you're very happily married. It was a brief conversation, as I recall.
So now you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you, life couldn't be better. I love that woman. I met her in the men's restroom of a hospital. I was a janitor. There's a love story.